besties, it's Carol. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm gonna be doing the bookish tag. I don't really know what it's called. I just compiled a bunch of questions that are bookish related to kind of check in on everything so far this year. Make sure to follow all my socials down below, along with my Goodreads, Amazon wishlist, stuff like that will be linked down there if you want to check it out. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos by me. And let's just get right into it. The thing I'm going to start with is just a good old check-in on the reading goal. My goal was to read, originally I think I wanted to read 100 books this year. I did ultimately change it and put it down to 90 because of just some circumstances and realizing how busy I was during the year, like the beginning of the year, or just like a couple months in. I was like, we're gonna bump it down to 90. I mean, again, it doesn't matter whether or not you finish your reading goal, as long as you are reading and enjoying with your reading. So yeah, I bumped that down to 90. I'm definitely going to either finish the book I'm reading right now, either after I finish filming this or tomorrow. So right now it's at 42 out of 90, but it will be 43 in the next day or two. So now we're just gonna get into some randomly picked questions that are just bookish related. First question or prompt or whatever you want to call it I have is favorite book this year. And like I said, I just haven't had many like 5 stars or books that like really jump out to me. First book is obviously Hot House Flower by Krista and Becca Ritchie. Reich and Daisy, one of my favorite book couples of all time. Like, I literally love them. If I could just read a series about them, I would. Love that book. 5 stars, obsessed. And then I have a random one, which was Fall for Me by Claire Wilder. I gave like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I give it a pretty high rating. It really surprised me on how much I liked it. I can't honestly remember much about it, that it was very like emotionally based. Love an emotional, heart-wrenching romance. So I think that's one of my favorites for the year. All right, next up I have is just a favorite series that I've read this year. Again, there's probably a lot of answers to these questions. I've just put like a few answers. The two, when I was thinking about this question, that came right to mind was Chestnut Springs by Elsie Silver, small town cowboy romance series, follows the Eaton family and, you know, other characters. Loved it, obsessed, 5-star series for me. Like, I love it so much and I definitely recommend. I finished that series this year, unfortunately, but I have plenty more Elsie Silver to read, so excited about that. This series I actually like haven't finished yet, and it gives a similar vibe. The Rebel Blue Ranch series by Lila Sage. Again, cowboy romances, small town cowboy romances. They just do it. They literally just do it for me. Lila Sage writing style is so easy to get through. Her books are very like easy to get through, just fun, cute, quirky. I will read anything that she writes. Next up is just like a favorite author at the moment. Again, I love a lot of authors. I could probably come up with a whole list of my favorite authors, but just like at the moment, obviously Miss Elsie Silver, she gets to mention again. Love her writing style, so easy to get through, very fun. Abby Jimenez, which if you don't know, has been one of my favorite authors since I started my reading journey. I read that Friend Zone series. In like, I want to say either a couple weeks or like a couple months. Just read Part of Your World a couple months ago. Yours Truly is on my TBR for the month and just for the summer. I want to get read by the summer, so that will be read soon. Her writing style, her romances are very emotional, deep, but very beautiful. That's why I like her so much. All right, next up is similar. It's just like a new author that I might have read from this year that I like. Again, multiple answers, but by Stevens. I recently read Springtide by that author and I just like loved it. It was so fun, so light, so easy to get through, and I just had such a good time with it. Overall, like really liked her writing style, so definitely want to continue with that series, but I don't know if she has anything else. Might have to pick it up. And then the other author comes to mind, obviously, is Lauren Roberts, who, if you don't know, is the author of the, I guess it's going to be Powerless trilogy. There's Powerless, and then the novella Powerful, and then Reckless just came out. Basically like a YA fantasy. Took Book Talk by storm. Respectfully so, because I really enjoy that book. Just like, I love her writing style. I love balance of like romance and plot and like action. I can't wait to see what she comes out with. Those are like my two, I think, standout authors. For this one, I actually have a book that I can hold up. Prompt question thing. An author that I'd like to try, Annabelle Monaghan. So she's the author of, obviously, Summer Romance. She has Nora Goes Off Script and something else. I can't remember the other book. I think hers are more like women's fiction or literary fiction or whatever with a subplot of romance. I don't know, I've just heard many good things about all of her books. It's on my TBR for the month. Really excited to get to it because it gives the best summer vibes. I feel like I've heard her books give really good summer vibes. The balance between the romance and the plot is good. An author that I want to try out. Hopefully I like this book and I'll go back and read her other books. All right, next up is a series that I would like to try. Many series I would like to try, but two that kind of stand out to me. I don't remember the name of the book. It's like Promise of Fire or something like that. I'm gonna pop up hopefully the whole entire series, if not the first book. Dragons and Fae. I just like have had this TikTok saved forever about this book, and I don't even remember what the plot is. I think people compared it to ACOTAR or maybe Fourth Wing, maybe a mix of both. I'm just like obsessed with the cover. Someone said that they read the whole entire series in a few days. It was that good, could not put it down. I think they're just like really quick, short fantasy books. Hopefully some romance in it. Dragon is in the title for the series, so I'm hoping for some dragons. Like, I don't know what to expect. Cover intrigued me, the TikToks and the reviews have intrigued me. I honestly want to pick that up like soon, and then definitely want to start, hopefully, this series and universe this year so I can get into it. Cassandra Clare universe saga, whatever you want to call it. So this is the first book you're supposedly supposed to start with, which is City of Bones. This is part of the Mortal Instruments series. Honestly, I have no idea really at all what this series is about. I think it's a modern day fantasy that takes place in New York City. And that's about it. I'm very intrigued and I want to know if this is going to be for me. Definitely want to try to start this series this year. Sorry if the angle and lighting is a little different. I had to do something real quick. Next prompt / question is anticipated releases that I am excited about for the second half of the year. I have Daydream by Hannah Grace. This is the third book in the Maple Hill series. This is, I think, Henry, his romance. It's a college hockey series. Really liked the other two. So excited for this one. That comes out, I think, in August, honestly. The Eyes by Elsie Silver. This is the second book in the Rose Hills series. I think it's what it's called. I've not read the first one, but I want to get to it soon. You couldn't tell, I love Elsie Silver, so definitely gonna get to that soon. This is the second book. I think this whole series is a billionaire or single dad romance series. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's Single Dads, but I don't think this one is necessarily like a cowboy romance series, which again is fine with me. I'll read anything Elsie Silver writes. Her grocery list. She just wants to send that over. I will read, analyze the grocery list. Excited for this release. I don't know when it is. Some point, I think maybe September. We have Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage. This is the third book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. It's Teddy and the other guy, Gus. It might be Gus. I might have made that up. Enemies to lovers. I'm really interested to know about their history and why they don't like each other. Very intrigued for that. Comes out, I think, November, if I'm not mistaken. And the last one I can think of is Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. This is the sequel, I guess you could say, to Better Than the Movies. I think it takes place when the two characters are in college. I love Wes and I think her name's Liz. I'm very nervous but excited to see how Lynn Painter works out the sequel of them in college. Those are some of my anticipated pieces for the second half of the year. Alright, usually I don't like this prompt because everybody has their own opinions on books. This prompt is biggest disappointment. I'm gonna have to say, it's gonna be In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. This was like very anticipated 5-star or like a very high 4-star book for me just because of all the tropes that are in it. Like single dad, it's small town, marriage of convenience. I just remember being so incredibly bored and confused about, I think his name's Noah, his character. And Shay was just like I just didn't like anything about it. Like the writing style was good because I read this book super fast. If you like it, good for you. I personally just isn't that great to me. Next up is like the biggest surprise, 157 by Penelope Douglas. If you don't know me, I don't love a bully romance. I actually kind of hate it. It's just not my thing. It just sounded like it was gonna be dark and maybe a bully romance. So I was like, I don't know. Guys, when I tell you, I really enjoyed it. I don't know what that says about me. Was it low-key kind of a bully romance? It was. It was a little bit darker. I was surprised on how much I liked it, and I was actually a little disappointed on how long it took me to read the book. This one's just a little fun one. Top book boyfriends at the moment. Archer from Archer's Voice. I did reread that book. Spoiler, I still love him. I love him so much. I would die for him. And we have Daniel from Part of Your World. He was just the sweetest man ever. And then last but not least, we obviously have Reich Meadows. Reich Meadows. Where's my Reich Meadows? I love that man. Another fun little one is just favorite book tropes, which if you guys could tell by now, you guys probably get the gist of what my favorite book tropes are. Small town. I don't know if that's really a trope. Just like favorite things I like in a book. Okay, we have small town. Cowboy. I love me a single dad moment, especially when it's a single dad nanny. On top. A Marriage of Convenience. I think that's like my top at the moment. Next up is another just little fun one, like the prettiest book that I've bought this year. I think I bought this year. I think I bought it at the beginning of the year, and it's the annotated version of Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, where like she annotated it herself and like wrote notes about what she was thinking, which when I do my third reread of Archer's Voice, which will happen, we'll be reading that annotated version. Oh my god, the cover is stunning. It's got like foil, it's got dandelions on it. I think the sprayed edges are orange, and then I can't remember what the inside of the cover looks like. All right guys, that's it for like prompts and questions. My last thing is just maybe some overall goals. Obviously, finish my reading goal before the end of the year or get close to doing it. Expand my library. Hopefully, your girl has been buying a lot of books. It's really not okay because I don't have any space for them. I'm gonna have no room on these two bookshelves. So my goal is to expand my library, get one more bookshelf. I definitely want to have at least 3 of these. Obviously, one day, I want a whole fucking room. I want a whole library room. That's a goal in life. Get more 5 stars. That's a big goal for me because I have about 3. Getting my physical TBR down. I'm gonna say finish more series that I'm in the middle of, but I'm just a series girl. Like, I love series so much. Let's start more series as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this little book tag. Make sure to follow all my socials down below, along with my Goodreads, my Amazon wishlist, stuff like that will be linked down there if you want to check it out. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos by me. And I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye!